I'm Shane Stevenson, Director of Museum Collections Curator here at the Buffalo Naval Park, and for today's video we are going to be doing a first look into what is being called on the USS Miami plan the Mess Attendant's berthing. Now, if you follow the Kidd, which I assume you do, and I took great interest also in where the segregated space was for the messmates at the time, which would have been African American, certainly in World War II. And then over time, once the armed forces becomes integrated, things change. So Tim has a lot of videos about how they brought back their segregated space because they're in that 1945 configuration and historical interpretation. So there's a lot more to talk about this, but I thought bringing you this first look would be pretty sweet anyway. So when you look at the USS Miami CL-89 plans, you'll see cruise berthing, cruise berthing, cruise berthing, cruise berthing, officers, and then you see mess attendants berthing. Now we know that, at least on the Kidd and for the Sullivans as well, it was fairly segregated. But on a vessel this size, 610 feet long, there just weren't many places that some of the crew weren't going very often. And so this is less segregated, but it's interesting to show that it was an enclosed space. So I am on the second deck right now, probably at about frame, well, 96. So on the Miami plans, again for the Little Rock, we have some paper booklet of general plans for the USS Little Rock, but it's not every deck above the superstructure or deck or first platform. So it is an incomplete blueprint. So if you've watched Lucas and I, we always rely on the Miami, which was built at the same yard, the Cramp Shipbuilding Company, and so we can glean that it's probably almost identical, almost. So let's take a look at the Miami's plan. So I highlighted very clearly in red, mess attendants, and they even had their own head. So it starts at frame 91 and goes until about frame 98. You'll see when I show you the 1972-1973 Little Rock, you'll see a similarity here. And if we take a look today, you'll see again I highlighted 91, roughly about 98. But you've got the hatch here on the deck. Which is that hatch right there. And that leads down. You also, I walked right by it, you also have frame 91 here. So, the mess attendant segregated space began at frame 91 and went until about frame 98, which is right about here. This was the vegetable prep space, and it seems as though, using my eye and overlapping the two blueprints, it seems as though it cuts right where this doorway is. So you can see that's a nice long space. Well, they had bunks for 27 mess attendants. And you can see those here in threes. Now for the water closet, which would have been the forward section, that means they would have 2 toilets, 1 urinal, 3 sinks, and 1 shower. Again, a pretty isolated space, just 1 door in And that one door then led you through another door into the head. So it would have been right at frame 91, and what the interesting thing you see here is that this space was jutted up to the deck hatch. Now, if you take a look, it's opposite. So now the interior space, which is our cruise galley, is abutted up against it, and the passage has been created on the outboard, which is where I'm standing now. But this space for the mess attendants, right, would have been from the outside, the beginning of the tumble home to out there on the hull, to about here. They expanded out the galley, and then therefore needed to shrink this space so they can keep the passageway here. So if we head towards frame 91, here it is here. This was the butcher shop on board when the ship was in service. Now it's dry stores for our encampment program. But the head would have been right here, as I mentioned, with the one urinal, the two toilets, the three sinks, and one shower around here. The beds, again, this space would have actually been wider than what we see right here. So going from the hull to where the door is, and then maybe even to about 2 feet outside of the door, all the way down. Now it says that there would have been 27 berths, 6 A lockers and 25 B1 lockers. So the 6 lockers, the A lockers, are the ones that is the full locker like you'd have, I assume, like in a high school, right? It's top to bottom, one door, and you have all of that space. The B1 lockers, of which there were 25 of them, were the ones that you see even today stacked around Little Rock. They are the 3, much more rectangular. You have the one door, it opens up, and they usually stack 3 or 4 on top of each other. And it seems as though they would have had some sort of, closet for cleaning supplies, things like that. Right here it's unlabeled, but, and 5-inch projection hoists coming through this space. So that's why I'm going to take a deeper dive, maybe when Lucas comes back, and we will kind of begin analyzing where these hoists would have been if there's not a lot of insulation on the overheads. So now it's at the time in service in the 60s and 70s, it was the butcher shop, it was the commissary storeroom, and as I mentioned, part of the vegetable prep area. So now the passageway in 45 to 49 on the USS Little Rock would have been to the interior of the hatch leading forward, and then that bulkhead would have expanded out slightly to be in line with the interior framing of the deck hatch. So here, and then the passageway would have been here. And then again, it would shut out roughly about here, all the way through, all right, the slop line, so to speak. All right, so from here, maybe to here, and it would have jutted out to about here from over here. So this is just the first look here at what I believe to be the segregated mess attendant space on board the USS Little Rock 1945 to 1949. Again, it's isolated. They don't, once they're in here, they, you know, the sailors don't have to leave because they have their water closet right here. And then, would you believe, right forward of it, right on the other side of frame 91, there is a cruise head as well. Roughly about here. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and it looks as though the deck has been cemented over, and there's some insulation in the overheads. So this will be something we'll put on Lucas's radar for when he comes, and we're going to spend some time looking at that 5-inch, those 5-inch gun mounts that were around the superstructure, to see if there's any evidence of the hoists, at least here on port side. Thank you very much for checking out this first look video here of what I believe to be the segregated space on board the USS Little Rock. We'll see you again soon. Thanks for your continued support.